Hi, I'm Claire, and this is Top 5 Wednesday Favorite Audiobooks. Top 5 Wednesday was created by Lainey at Ginger Reads Lainey, and I will leave a link in the description box below to the Goodreads group for Top 5 Wednesday if you want to join in and see the topics for the coming month. Now, I was so excited when I saw the topic for this week because if you've been around on my channel, you know I freaking love audiobooks. I listen to way too many of them. I buy them when I shouldn't be buying them. I went to my Audible library to prepare for this video and I realized that I have over 200 titles there, which is completely ridiculous. But yes, I do love a good audiobook. Now onto the actual top 5. For my first favorite audiobook, I'm sure it'll come as a surprise to absolutely no one, I'm going to say the Harry Potter series. I have listened to these audiobooks so many times, it's actually unreal. I have read all of the books on paper, of course, but I also got a copy of the audiobooks, the Jim Dale US audiobooks, when I was maybe 14 or something, and I kept getting them as the books were coming out. And I just listened to them over and over and over again. Now, aside from the fact that those books were very important for me personally, I think Harry Potter is a wonderful story to have read to you because the language of it is so rich and just so precise, and it is just a really, really funny story. It includes all of these like hacks and charms that are great to have said out loud. I just think it works wonderfully well as a tale told to you. At number 2, I want to mention one of the very first books that I got when I found out about Audible and got completely hooked, and that was Dune by Frank Herbert. Now, Dune is a fairly big, chunky book, so for me, those are always the best books to listen to on audiobook, but also what's great about it is that it's a book that has this wonderful atmosphere, and it's also got all these like weird mysterious names, like bits of the Fremen language, and also things like the names that they use for the Order of the Bene Gesserit. And I might be wrong about this, but if I remember correctly, the audiobook for Dune that is available to buy on Audible has a lot of like little bits of interstitial music that go in between chapters and different actors doing different voices, so it's a very very good production on this specific audiobook. At number 3, we have Of Noble Family by Mary Robinette Kowal. Now, this is the 5th book in the Glamorous History series, which is a series that I absolutely love, and all of the books so far have been narrated by Mary Robinette Kowal herself, who is a very skilled audiobook narrator. In this final book, we see a number of chapters from Vincent's point of view, and we also go to Antigua, where we meet a lot of Antiguan characters on a slave plantation. Now, because of those two things, and because the characters spend a lot of time discussing different magical theory from their different cultures, and there are a lot of non-English words, for this audiobook they have brought in 2 extra narrators, so it's 3 narrators in total, and they alternate between the parts that are narrated by Jane and by Vincent and by some of the Antiguan characters. So in this book we get a lot of discussion of various cultural things and language and loads of non-English words, and I am very, very interested in language and linguistics. It's what I studied at university, so whenever a book has that kind of element in it, I tend to really, really love it. And so for this book in particular, I thought it worked really well, but I also thought that the audiobook was kind of elevated to an extra level by having put in these extra narrators that can, you know, come in and do the words the way that they should be pronounced. At number 4, we have the Song of Ice and Fire series. I love these audiobooks so much. Song of Ice and Fire, it's a lot of books and it's a lot of long books, and of course I find it a lot easier to listen to audiobooks this size rather than just lug around enormous paperbacks on the train, but it goes beyond that. The Song of Ice and Fire series has so many characters. The guy who does the narration is extraordinary. he does a different voice for every single one of these characters, and they stay the same and they're recognizable and you know who's talking. But even beyond that, he's kind of figured out those slight accents for people who come from different parts of the Seven Kingdoms. Like, you listen to chapters that are in Tyrion's point of view and in Jaime's point of view, and you can hear in their voices that they are related. Like, you can hear that they talk the same. It's unreal how good this guy is. At number 5, we have the Imperial Trilogy by Anne Leckie, read by Adjoa Andoh. The audiobooks for Ancillary Justice, Ancillary Sword, and Ancillary Mercy are probably my favorite audiobooks of all time. In the books themselves, there are a lot of foreign words, there are songs, there are a lot of different characters that come from different places. There's a lot of discussion of social class and how that manifests itself in people's accents and things like that. And the work that Adjoa Andoh has done on all the voices, singing all the songs, just infusing life to all these weird words, it brought such an extra layer to the story. I'm not sure how I would cope with reading the story on paper now, because I think I would miss hearing the kind of like the texture of the words and the tune of the songs and all that. I think I would really miss it if I was trying to read this as an actual paperback. The story is elevated by those audiobooks. They're just wonderful. I have now gone to Audible and looked up Adjoa Andoh. Specifically, I know who narrated this book because I thought the narration is so fabulous. I have to go and find this woman and read some other books that she's read. And I've not done that before. That is like a level of I really like your narration that I have not done before. So this was my top 5 favorite audiobooks. If you know of any good audiobooks with good narration, like, please let me know, because I'm always on the lookout for more, even though I probably really don't need any more. If you'd like to see more from me, you can check this sidebar right here for more Top 5 Wednesdays. And if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button for more videos from me every week. I've been Claire, thanks so much for watching, and see you soon.